What if I told you there's a new electric SUV bigger than a BMW X7, more powerful than a Mercedes GLS, and packed with tech that neither of them even dream of? That's the NIO ES9, China's newest flagship electric SUV, and it might just be the most serious challenge the luxury car world has seen in years. Today, we're going deep the performance, the insane interior, the tech that sounds like science fiction, and the one big question, can NIO actually take on the Germans? Let's go! First, a quick bit of context. NIO is China's answer to Tesla, if Tesla wore a tailored suit. They've been steadily climbing the luxury AV ladder, and the ES9 is their latest and biggest swing at the top. NIO positions the ES9 as the pioneer of the intelligent electric executive flagship SUV category. That's a mouthful, but what it basically means is, this is NIO going after buyers who'd normally be walking into a BMW, Mercedes, or Range Rover showroom. Pre-sales kicked off on April 9, 2026, with full delivery scheduled for May, making this a brand new, just launched vehicle. Car News China. And the numbers, they're wild. Let's break them down. Let's start with the elephant in the room, literally. This thing is massive. The ES9 measures 5,365 millimeters long, 2,029 millimeters wide, and 1,870 millimeters tall, with a 3,250 millimeters wheelbase, beating the BMW X7's roughly 3,105 millimeters, and the Mercedes GLS's roughly 3,135 millimeters. In size, the ES9 nudges toward Rolls-Royce Cullinan territory. But despite that size, NIO hasn't gone boring with the design. The ES9 features minimalistic styling with hidden door handles, a closed front end, and split headlights riding on massive 23-inch wheels. The most eye-catching detail on the exterior, 3 LiDAR units mounted on the roof and front fenders, the densest sensor configuration on any NIO production vehicle to date. This thing doesn't just look like the future, it is the future. Now let's talk numbers, because under that massive hood, the ES9 is no slouch. It runs a dual-motor all-wheel drive system, producing 520 kilowatts. That's 697 horsepower and 700 Newton meters of torque. 0 to 100 kilometers per hour happens in just 4.3 seconds, with a top speed of 220 kilometers per hour. For reference, that's faster than the BMW X7 M6 OI in a straight line. In a vehicle this size, insane. The ES9 is built on a 900 volts high voltage architecture, and that matters a lot. 900 volts means faster charging, better efficiency, and cooler running temperatures. It's where the premium EV world is heading, and NIO is already there. Ultra-fast charging takes the battery from 10 to 80% in about 12 minutes. Motorwatt, or using NIO's 600 kilowatts hyperchargers, you can add roughly 255 kilometers of range in just 5 minutes. But here's where NIO plays a completely different game than BMW or Mercedes. Battery swap, 3 minutes, done. The ES9 fully supports NIO's battery swap network, a 3-minute battery swap that essentially eliminates range anxiety entirely. Think about that. While a BMW X owner is waiting at a charger for 20 to 30 minutes, an ES9 owner swaps their depleted battery for a fully charged one and drives away, like a pit stop. This is something rivals like Mercedes, BMW, and Li Auto simply do not offer. And on top of that, NIO's Battery as a Service model lets you buy the car without the battery and pay a monthly subscription instead. That brings the entry price down with the battery included. It's a fundamentally different ownership model. And for a lot of buyers, it's a genuinely compelling one. Okay, this is where things get really interesting. NIO calls the ES9 interior a second living room, and honestly, they're not wrong. The dashboard features a 15.6-inch 3.3K AMOLED central display, flanked by a stunning 48-inch Skyline display that serves as both the digital instrument cluster and a passenger information screen. There's also a 38-inch reality heads-up display that's bigger than most people's TVs at home. The second row gets twin 16-inch 3K AMOLED entertainment screens that actively adjust for seat angle changes. And the sound system? A 47-speaker Lyra layout delivering studio-grade spatial audio throughout the cabin. But the real star of the interior is the executive rear seat. NIO calls it a 17-layer comfort structure. It reclines, massages, ventilates, heats, and gives you a dedicated business console with over 10 integrated features. Seat cushions are 582 millimeters wide, offer up to 135 degrees of recline, and feature 16-point massage, ventilation, and heating. And privacy? The side windows use millisecond response LCA liquid crystal glass that dims in segmented patterns, plus one-touch privacy buttons that close all shades and mute the voice assistant microphones simultaneously. This isn't a car. This is a mobile boardroom. Now here's something that genuinely blew my mind. The ES9 inherits the Skyline intelligent chassis from NIO's flagship ET9 sedan, combining fully active hydraulic suspension with rear-wheel steering. The system adjusts damping, stiffness, and ride height up to 1,000 times per second. 1,000 times per second. The steer-by-wire system delivers up to 8.3 degrees of rear-wheel steering, tightening the turning circle to around 5.8 meters, comparable to a mid-size SUV, not a 5.3-meter giant. NIO claims steering response is about 40% quicker than conventional systems. For autonomous driving, the ES9 runs NIO's self-developed Shenji NX9031 chip on a 5 nanometers process, delivering over 1,000 TOPS per chip, backed by over 30 sensors for full domain navigation assist. This is ET9 flagship technology in an SUV body. Remarkable. So, the big question, can NIO actually beat the Germans? Let's be real about what BMW and Mercedes bring to the table. Heritage, dealer networks, global service infrastructure, brand prestige that's been built over decades. These aren't small things. But technically, the ES9 has real advantages. The ES9 brings 520 kilowatts of power and a 900 volts electrical system to a segment where the Mercedes EQS SUV offers around 450 kilowatts and the BMW X around 455 kilowatts. It's bigger, it's faster, and it charges faster too. The battery swap system is genuinely unique. No European brand offers anything close to it. Pricing starts around $60,000 and on price. NIO positions the ES9 to fill the gap between its own ES8 at around $56,000 and top-tier SUVs in the $84,000 plus bracket. Pricing that undercuts a fully loaded X7 or GLS by a significant margin. There are fair criticisms though. Because the cabin is so spacious for passengers, trunk space is actually smaller than the older ES8. Battery swap infrastructure only exists meaningfully in China for now, and NIO's global expansion is still a work in progress. Whether the ES9 can replicate the ES8's breakout success at a considerably higher price point will become clearer once deliveries ramp up through the second half of 2026. But here's my honest take. NIO isn't just making EVs anymore. They're making an argument that Chinese luxury tech can go toe-to-toe with the best Europe has to offer. And the ES9 is their strongest argument yet. So the NIO ES9, bigger than a BMW X7, more powerful than a Mercedes GLS, with tech that makes both of them look like they're playing catch-up. Is it perfect? No. But is it impressive? Absolutely. Drop a comment below. Would you buy one over a BMW or Mercedes? I genuinely want to know. If you enjoyed this video, like and subscribe for more EV content. We cover everything from China's EV evolution to the latest from Tesla, BMW, and beyond. See you in the next one.